Perfect storm sound.
Well, I know. Good a bicycle rider, come and be a roll up, mad be a stunner, honey. Pool full of money, somebody having money, every girl jump off in a hurry, honey. Girl just
Perfect storm sound.
Hi, this is Candy. Join me on Candy's Convos and Confession talk show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom and on YouTube. Follow me at Candy Forever 40 on Instagram, KANDY number 4 EVA 40, and on Facebook, Candy Henry, KANDY Henry HENRY, for the link on Zoom. Okay, good night again, everyone. Welcome to Candy's Convos and Confession. I'm not going to go live on YouTube because YouTube is not taking my request. I'll probably try it later on. But right now, I'm just going to do it recording on Zoom. All right. I'm going to go into why men don't open up. And I really want all the men to participate. Welcome, Undercover. And so when it comes to processing emotions, there are different expectations for men and women. Because women are often viewed as sensitive, it's socially acceptable for them to express their feelings, like sadness or fear. But men who are seen as strong and fearless are not encouraged to outwardly express their emotions. These cultural norms and gender stereotypes have been circulating for generations, and they can be toxic, especially for males. Men who express their emotions are often seen as weak. Because of that, many men neglect to show their emotions because they are afraid of repercussions. However, suppressing emotions and feelings can be incredibly damaging to the man's mental health. Why do men hide their emotions? There's no argument that women are more likely to show their emotions than men. From an early age, men are conditioned to believe that expressing their feelings is out of character with the male identity. Doing so can ruin their image of being strong and passive. Specifically, men are told that crying in front of other people will threaten their masculinity. The same can be said about mental health. Women are more likely to get diagnosed with depression or anxiety. However, men also deal with mental health disorders and mental distress. Over 30% of men will experience a period of depression at some point during their lifetime, and about 9% of men report having feelings of depression or anxiety every day. Just because men are told to hide their emotion doesn't mean they don't have them. Research shows that men experience emotions at the same level that women do. But because it's not socially acceptable for men to cry when he's sad, it can make it seem like men don't experience sadness at all. In fact, men who experience sadness or grief are more likely to channel those feelings into different emotions and are seen for social. For instance, a man who is experiencing sadness or depression might be more likely to act aggressively or get angry over something small rather than cry. Emotions that are associated with dominance or strength are viewed as more masculine, even if the underlying emotion fueling and behavior is different. But when men are told to hide their emotions at all costs, those feelings have to go somewhere. Usually, they compensate by acting in a way that is more stereotypically masculine. The consequences of emotional avoidance. Most of what makes us human is our ability to feel our feelings and process our emotions. When we're happy, we want to smile and show excitement. And when we're angry, our body tenses up and our voice levels rises. And when we're sad, we naturally want to cry. When we avoid those emotions, it can lead to a number of consequences, including mental health disorders. Suppressing emotions can lead to depression and anxiety, but for men, actually, it can also increase their risk of suicide. Men are much more likely to commit suicide than women. In 2018, men died by suicide about 3.56 times more often than women did. For men, being told to man up or act like a man is something they learn in childhood, and it stays with them into adulthood. Over time, men get really good at turning off their emotions or coping with their feelings in a way that is more acceptable for males. It creates a cycle of toxic masculinity, which can be hard to break once it's a habit. How men can learn to be vulnerable. Does anybody anyone agree with me what I'm saying so far? Especially the males. No,
Yep,
yeah.
I understand. I get it.
Anyone else? Do you agree with what I said? You
Yeah, I
got that
do.
right? Okay.
I do. Yep. Yep.
Sniper, Jimmy,
Sniper quiet.
Undercover, Dwayne. Okay. I'll come back. How
Yes,
men can
everything
learn
is
to be
good.
vulnerable. Okay. Welcome, Jimmy. Welcome, Dwayne.
Thank you.
The solution to how men can learn to be vulnerable. The solution to this issue is for men to learn how to become vulnerable and allow themselves to express their emotions freely. However, this is often easier said than done. It can be difficult for men to feel comfortable showing their emotions, especially if they have been hiding them all their life. Hold on. I'm hearing a feedback. Hold on. Guys, can you please mute, please? And please be honest about the way you're feeling. To be vulnerable, you need to be honest about the way you're feeling. So often, men will feel a glimmer of sadness or grief. Could someone, whoever, can you please mute your devices? I used to host a newscast on another network. Okay, thank you. To be vulnerable, okay, so in order to open up with about your emotions, you need to accept them and feel them. Recognize the way you're feeling and try to figure out what's making you feel that way. Allow yourself to express those emotions however it feels right. I would say I'm talking about hobbies now. Finding hobbies that allows yourself to reflect on your feelings is a great way to tap into your emotions. One man who suffered from lifelong depression and anxiety realized that walking his dog always helped him feel better. He eventually started an organization called Dudes and Dogs, which allows men to get together in nature and have real conversations, often about mental health. Other examples of therapeutic activities are cooking, exercising, arts, and music. Um, See a therapist. Men are less likely to see a therapist than women. Part of that is due to negative stigma around men and mental health. However, seeing a therapist is one of the best ways that men. What is this? Sorry, guys. Okay, computer shut again. However, seeing a therapist is one of the best ways that men can learn to open up about their feelings. Therapy is a safe space for men to be vulnerable without judgment from anyone else. It can help you to learn more about yourself, the way how you feel about your feelings, and cope with your emotions in a more healthy and productive way. If you're dealing with mental health distress, it might be time to ask for help. Getting treatment early on can keep a small problem from growing into a more serious mental health condition later on. A therapist can treat a wide range of mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, substance abuse, trauma, and more. And then they talk about their clinic, uses of combination of therapies to help every client recover and live and be happier and healthier, happier lives. In addition to the traditional talk therapy, our treatment programs also include support groups, alternative medicine, peer support, and self-help programs. Okay, I'm gonna go in, guys. So as a boy, what was the most thing that you guys remember growing up being told as a boy how you should be, how you should condition yourself? Like example, don't cry, stop crying, you're CC, be better, man up. Anybody have had those experiences and would like to talk about it? A male perspective. Dwayne? Hi, Dwayne. Jimmy?
Yes, hi there. How are you?
Not by yourself?
Good, good, very good. Yes. So as growing up, yeah, a lot of experiences on every step. Like we were told that you have to be a man. Don't cry too much. I'm talking about like a very young age, right? So
Yeah.
if the girl is crying, if the girl is fighting with you, you should not argue that much. So keep your voices low and all that, right? So trying to be more respectful and more mature, so because you have to act manly and all that, right? So
what's your background?
me, I'm from India.
Okay. I know were you ever being spanked if you cried? Like I know in Trinidad and Tobago where I'm from, the background, like our culture. Were you also spanked?
Oh yeah, lots of times. That was a common occurring. That's like when you
Hold on, sorry. Hold on. Sorry, the music come on you. I'm sorry, my bad. The computer just came back on. My bad. Yeah, sorry. I'm listening, hon.
Yeah. So it happened quite often. Yes. So that was the way to teach, because at that time there was no social media, mobile phones, computers, right? So
Yeah.
back in those days, life was very different. So nowadays there's so many forums, chats, and especially in Western countries, it's very different.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think it happens over here anymore. Very few people do, right? So that's another conversation altogether.
Yeah, you can touch base. Remember this call was we will touch base on everything.
Yes.
But thank you. Thanks for sharing. Because I just wanted to know what was the difference. If it was only the hold on. It was just the Caribbean culture that actually only got spanking mostly for not being man enough, right? I'm gonna go over to Undercover. Show Undercover wanna share. Hi, Undercover. Welcome, Robbie.
Hello. How you doing? Now I can't down the bike right now. I just listening.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for being here.
I just listening today.
All right then.
I'm late, so I'm just listening on the road. All right, Alex.
Okay, this. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sniper.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right.
I want to know, like, how was it for you growing up and how hard it was being a boy?
Being a boy is easy.
But I mean, like, yeah, tell me what makes it easy. Because what I'm reading is just like it's saying to put so much strain on a boy from since a little kid, from since you're a child. How did you cope with it, trying not to cry and show your emotions and not showing the girls that you really like them and you're playing hard to get, all these things? I would like if you could touch base on any one of them, please.
You know about all them games and simmy dimmy. I didn't really play hard to get her and pretend I like no girl. If I like a girl, I show she I like. She if she like my back, sure. If she wanna play game, I wasn't going through all that. From young,
Mm,
I was no last immediately. In terms of
mm,
showing emotion and thing, I mean, it's simple, you know. You hide and cry. You suffer in silence. You learn that from young, you know. You know, why show it? Nobody really cares, you know. What people
mhm.
want is a strong man, right? Now, they say strength is opening up and talking, and that's a sales pitch, like propaganda. Nobody likes
Okay.
that. So, the motto, I don't know if I'm speaking for others, I could speak for myself. The motto is suffer in
Yeah.
silence.
Okay. So you're saying that you would actually cry. You would not just hold back your emotions, right? You would not stop
Now, cry, but I wouldn't cry in front of
in
people. I used to
front of
cry in front
everyone.
of
Yeah.
people when I was real young, but
Mm.
I learned from young, you don't do that because you get 0 points for that. That's not rank. So,
Yeah.
you know, as I say, you hide and cry. Don't let them
Because
see it.
I know it's healthier for you to cry. You don't have to cry in front of everyone,
That
but it's
was
healthier
that
for you
is
to let
sales
it out.
pitch.
And I
That is
like
sales
that.
pitch. That is
Yeah.
sales pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
It have a sales pitch to, you know, men should this and men should, yeah, that recent propaganda, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
What do you mean recent corporate propaganda? How
big
recent?
big boys don't cry.
Okay.
That is traditional, right? So that was saying, so the recent narrative and the recent propaganda is it's okay to cry. But
Mm-hmm.
I say that's a lie. That's as mama guy thing. They say that, but I'll be real with you.
I think it's okay to cry, but behind closed doors.
Yeah, or in the shower when nobody around.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you
yeah,
could lie down on the ground in the shower and bawl. Let
yeah.
the water wash away your tears. But nobody really likes to see a grown man cry, and nobody to plain talk bad manners. Nobody gives a fuck about anybody's problems. But they will listen to a woman because you're supposed to. But a man, if he going on and on, boy, this, after a while, the saying comes, man up.
Or
So
you
I
mean
mean, it's
in
a lot of
perspective to male, or just male in general to
in
anybody?
general, man to man, woman to man, child to man. Nobody like to see a weak man. Nobody like to see a man cry. Nobody like to see a man vulnerable. Nobody like to see a man hurt. Nobody. No, 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 no. That's not attractive. That's not sexy.
It's actually one of the worst feelings ever. See a man break down like that. It's so good. My heart.
Sorry.
I say it's actually one of the worst feelings ever to see a man break down, you know?
Exactly. So as I said, nobody wants to see that. So the new narrative is they try to encourage men to do it, but in reality, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, heal,
Don't do
fix
it too
yourself,
much.
and then after you good night, after you fix yourself and you catch yourself, then come back out in the public domain. Don't get tired up with the propaganda.
But to
Like,
me, if a man really breaks down and cry, I actually will know that person really need help. I'll be there to help as much as I can.
but
Because not every day might see it, but if you see a man really crying, he's really
Mm-hmm.
hurted.
Good.
That's when
honestly,
the
a
Yeah.
woman
woman should
coming now,
feel
we will be
very
there.
honored and
Uh,
feel very, very privileged for a man to do that in front of her. But it do in reality, woman do appreciate that. They just watch it like, oh my god. Ew.
I just running. I had to run in. What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay?
What's wrong?
I'm
Are you okay?
fucking
How
on. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I
not from
have
a
in my arms.
it's not from a I'm going to fix you perspective. It's from a
Yeah.
let me entertain by what is fucking with your head perspective.
Mm.
Not only that, it's for us women, we so accustomed to them being man and holding it strong. So when that happens, you're just like, oh gosh.
You want to hold on tight and
Yeah.
stay so strong. Let me
Don't
help
worry,
you. And
you have to stay
yeah,
strong.
I think
Definitely.
I'm running in. And being in I'll go back again to with my marriage. When I saw my husband broke down, it's just like, whoa, because I don't see it often. And I was there, we going through, well, how can I help? And you just cry and he push you away, but give him a space and then come again. Let's talk. You know he's hurting. So I hope women don't just reject men and watch them as a punk, So that's heartless, to be honest. That's really heartless. Robbie,
Yes, good night.
how are you? Good night.
What's up?
Not much. What about you? How was your uplifting with your coming up as a boy?
Oh shit. Oh, rough boy.
You showing up your chest tonight and dropping the chain.
Now it was
Not
rough.
bad.
It was rough. I grew up with 5 men. As
Uh-huh.
youngest, I get all the hand down clothes. So, but I was also the old lady favorite. So it was a kind of tough life.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say in man world, I well versed, I understand. But because of my old lady, I was given room to ball when I had to.
Okay.
So as an older man now, I had no problem crying, but it had to be for a good reason. You know, somebody I loved died, or my child, got injured.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, I have no problem showing a tear. But dealing with a woman, if we arguing, if we splitting, if we just estranged, I won't show no emotion. I'll be very cold because for things to get there, I didn't do it by myself. So she won't catch me crying. And you know what I'm saying? She had to account for that. So I think crying in a relationship for a man definitely is a no-no. Because women don't say it, but for some reason, I think women, and they coach their sons to be like that. From the time the child born, if you fall long, you cry, you're a big boy, stop that, whatever, right? So women I think they coach boys to be strong because that's what women need. So it's difficult for me. It's difficult for me to cry in front of a woman unless, I stomp my little toe on the bed or something, then all bets are off. I run in the
Like,
street and cry.
that what you gonna cry for? You serious? Man up. You see? Now I will say to you, I'm going to show for the woman here. Welcome, Maxine, Anton. Welcome back, Jimmy. Yeah. As a woman, most women, the baby and all my kids, I tell them the same thing. Like if my kids are in pain, I'm making sure they're okay. So that's what I was saying. You're a big girl, talk to me or whatever. But I was to say that your baby and the kids, or as you say, it's conditioning them already. I think for me, it's all my kids, right? And depending on the situation, where I would say, hey, forget that. Like if they fall along and they suddenly hit their hands, that's when I'll say, you're a big girl and whatever, move on from there. But to see a man cry again, I'm going to touch on that. I think it's, this man actually trusts you. So I thinking for you to hold back all his emotions, that's, and how long would you be with that person, Robert? How long would you be with that person when they say that you're still holding back their feelings and not crying in front of a woman? Well, is it every relationship you ever had where you just hold back your tears?
Well, thank God I had to cry for nothing, but I would put it I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
I think the longer I stay with a woman, is the more she would wear me down to the point where I could cry in front of her.
Okay, got you. So about that after 20 years?
30.
Oh shit. Okay, I want to know because I know they were saying some people, not for everyone, some men, but women do the same thing. So there's a lot of women who holds back there, how they feel and stuff, and they don't talk. There's women who's just like how men perspectives are. And for me, for a woman to be, it depends on how they were brought up from their home. And most of them are coming from damaged homes. Most of them are coming from two-parent homes. Most of them coming from rich homes, and everybody is still kind of messed up somehow. That they will not be able to share the way how they really feel. But thank you, Robbie. I'm gonna go to Anton. Hi, Anton.
Hello, 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 all. How are you, my dear?
Not bad. How's your week so far?
Good, good. I spent a nice day today with my son. We did got a few things done.
Oh, that's nice.
And, you know, and so that was positive. So yeah.
So what I'd like to ask you now about, you know, like how society have like men supposed to be men supposed to be strong. They're not supposed to show any signs of weakness. How was your bringing up as a kid? You remember, like, were you ever put in a situation where you wasn't supposed to cry? Stuff like that. You're a sissy.
Well, I was just listening to the bit of conversation there with Robbie, and about men showing their partner that they're capable of crying. And I see that as a non-issue because everybody cries in different ways. Even though you don't outwardly cry, if you're with your partner, I mean, it's just like yin and yang. It's like women are emotional, and not everybody could cry. Somebody has to. You could cry inside, but the crying that you're doing is to be strong and take care of the things that you need to do at the time. It depends on the circumstance that you're dealing with. You know, like as I said, when discussing these types of topical things, you have to give it context. And so if you ask me about being strong, as you just said, pointed, being raised, I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, all my aunts. They were all teachers. The whole community of women and men. So, you know, in the church, the Baptist church, the Catholic church, and they all put a hand together to raise me. And my strength is in them. All the things that they have done, they toil so that myself and others could have a better place. They work hard. And so when I have the opportunity to be in the same situation, to be a father, a nurturer, or a companion, which is more important, to someone, a woman, a female, what was instilled in me is that respect for them and love, so that the crying, you want to see me cry? All you have to do is to say something to affect and offend somebody who looks like my mother. And that is my cry today. So everybody have, all men, not because they don't cry outwardly doesn't mean that they don't cry. If you're a woman who understands the person that you're dealing with, not just with material things, but get into the soul of the person and make that soulful connection, you will understand that, you know, you see him there, you'll see him walking and he laughing and his face turns a certain way, but he ain't crying, but he bawling inside. And he's supposed to do that because that is what his job is to do. he's supposed to be the leader of the family. Even when the weight is on your shoulder, you put out your hand just like God and you let them nail you to the cross so you could uplift your family. I digress.
Thank you. Anybody? Woman? Any woman would like to tell me about their experiences with their partner not opening up? Everybody's quiet. Are you guys afraid to talk? Hello?
We're not opening up.
Apparently not. I just want to say, what the hell?
We here to give the meat, not to share feelings.
Ori, I'm gonna bring in some experts soon. I'm working on it. So, do you guys want me to talk about cheating?
No, I wanted to talk about opening up.
I thought this was all about the guys tonight.
Yeah, nobody is opening up. I read my notes. I touched in this so women could understand. Now I try to tell the men talk and the men just quiet.
Well,
woman, how do you
give us
okay,
a
Max, I'm gonna
guided
come.
question, you know?
Huh?
Can
Sorry?
you give us a guided question? You start the topic and you more or less put we in a box.
I put you in a box.
Yeah, because your guide, we respond to the question, you know, yeah, really leave it open. Yeah, give you an open question for we to really open up. You give we a closed question. That was it. You start in a box.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with you, Sniper. I'm your woman, right?
I really love you. I get true.
Well, thank you.
And
I step out.
Right.
We're doing good. Everything was good, but yeah, I stepped on the relationship. But nobody you're not a man who really talk. And this one time now, because you're not communicating, we sit down there, we might have sex, we go to work, we come back, we might cuddle, but the affection is missing. And now I step out now. When would you decide to actually open up and start talking? Because I don't know what's going on. I keep on asking you all the time.
Tell you what, girl.
I like
what's
how
going on?
They step out and entangle.
We want to tell you, girl.
Honey, man.
I understand. You pay me in a box again. Once a year, I'm going to tell you, girl.
So my question is to you. Behind all this, we're not talking all the stuff, the communication is dead. You're keeping in things like I'm doing all the wrong things, but you're not opening up. Babes, nah, it's okay. I go work around it. But I stepped out now. Would you decide to actually open up and talk to me? And how would you deal with it?
Would I decide to what?
Finally open up and talk to me. And how would you deal with it?
Well, you see, all right. Here's the height, right? What's my objectives? Go after you step out. If I stay with you, you have to figure out what's my objectives. Right? Why
not tell me rather than me figuring out?
While telling you before you step out, you're not loyal. So I owe you nothing anymore. So that was saying my objectives after that, after you done break that loyalty and you give yourself to our next man, we could fuck. But I know why you want to open up. We're not on that intimate level again. You share yourself with our next man.
But we was never opening up from the get-go. You was never open up in the get-go. So I kind of retaliated now doing something else outside.
Retaliating? So I ain't open up to you, right? I just know, let me understand.
I was lonely. I went outside.
Right, I was saying, if you step out and I know you step out and I still around, we fucking.
Okay.
We open up for.
When a woman step out, it is very hard for a man to really be 100 again. You understand? Whereas a woman, even if it's hard for us, it give we 6 months of the constant, apologizing and working on it, whether it's counseling, we're always open for other things. But that man is set in his mind. She going out there, boy. She getting
dynamite pum pum anymore.
Ooh, that boy.
Like community pum pum. So yeah, I will take peace again, but I wouldn't own it anymore. In fact, I didn't own it in the first place, but from the time I realized, well, you're sharing, that's my response. So worse yet, I open up and you step out is now me opening up.
So that's why I wanted to hear if you would have started open by expressing your feelings, but you did
if
say
I know, if you's my girl and I know opening up something wrong, you gotta ask yourself why I open up to you, right? And 9 out of 10 times the I realize, yeah, I want to open up. So me, I hush, I walk a roll. I don't realize this my role here.
But I consistently ask you and beg you, could we talk? Could we go have dinner? Could we this? And you just say no, no, no.
That's nagging, girl. You're nagging me to
That's
open
nagging.
up. Nag me to open up. I will open up when I'm ready to open up. Not because you find but here happen. I was sniper tell me one in mind, so you know, then is a terrorist. You can't do that.
It is a nagging thing when it comes to them. But at the same time, we more have to show them like, oh yeah, we sorry, or you know, do the things they want us to do a little extra, you know. Then they go study, wait, but she really sorry, boy. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You understand?
I know who you just go wrong, right? Me, it have no sorry after that. After that, we could fuck. It have no, well, sorry, you know, let we start over. And no, once you crumple up a paper.
Even if it's years in this?
Sorry?
That's what I was saying.
Even if it's years. I see my grandparents work through a lot of things.
That make it worse. A man could fuck a woman with no feelings. None.
True.
Woman too.
Woman too. And women too. Women can do that. Women can do that too.
It's not a competition you're trying to say.
No, competition. It's a competition. Just saying.
Let me respond. Woman and Robbie talking at the same time.
Sorry, Robbie, go ahead, baby. We see your peanuts.
So it brings Robbie. Let me see what's seen Robbie.
Go ahead. I thought you're done.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, just jump in.
Right.
Like me.
Go ahead, Sniper.
Robbie, go ahead, darling. We listening.
Robbie, you say what you have to say, and then I go see what I say after.
I would say too is that I think men don't like to open up to women sometimes. When you have a woman friend, for some reason she could hear and understand exactly what you're saying. When you have a woman, it's as though she's listening to the words, but she put in her own twist, bend, and meaning to it. So instead of opening up, you actually feel like you're being observed. Right? You don't feel always comfortable with the same woman you're with. Whereas with a friend.
Can I interject?
Well, is your woman?
Hold on, turn. Hold on, China.
Can I
Hold
interject?
on, Maxine. Hold on. Robbie, are you finished? He's still talking.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't know why that is sometimes, right? And it could be because of the nature of the relationship. Some things went wrong, some trust and all these things. But sometimes you hear men rather go and talk to a good girlfriend that they have, not a side chick or not, versus the own one.
Ready?
That's all I have to say.
Thank you. What were you saying, Trina? Then I'll go to Maxine.
Just what he said. So that it more like that woman is a friend, but yes, she understands woman, but she understands where she friend coming from too. Well, to me, I more think your wife should be your friend as well. You understand? So where you can go and chill with your friend and talk and, you know, vent to her and she understand. There should be some point in that relationship with years to go or years y'all are coming from that you should be able to communicate the same way you communicate with your friend.
Trina, you married?
No, I'm not. Not yet.
I could tell you live in an ideal world.
Really?
Idealistic.
Hello, it's true that I raised me, you know, I see good man, bad man, idle man.
You ain't listening to me, so you go ahead.
Okay, I'm listening.
Right.
Exactly.
You're not married, right?
That's exactly.
Yeah, you're not married, right?
No.
Right, so I start to say something, right? Candy, let me say why I say every time I start to make a point, or you over talking me, So just now I'm gonna mute my mic and hush, you know. The
Well, let me
whole
get
point of this
It's
is
not
why
dry.
man don't.
Hold on.
No,
Part of
all
the
no, you had a hold on, Candy. The whole
How
point
did
of
you
this is
understand?
why man do share, right? No, I'm not getting hot.
Well,
I
we need
just proving the point.
and we need something to
The,
drink.
the
Hold on,
topic is why
Right.
man do open up, right? Why man do
Because the
talk,
dirt
right?
is dry.
This is exactly why.
Sniper, could you help me in the back there, please?
Sorry.
Background.
Still not Still don't understand why. Why was it that man don't open up?
Okay, the reason I was saying hold up, because I just wish Trina had finished, but I know you asked the question, she said no. So I was going to make her finish and then go back to you. But I was going to go to Maxine also, because Maxine wanted to say something. So you understand, I'm trying to get in a not pick on
Maxine, come
anybody.
in.
Trina, you finished?
Well, yeah, he tell me, I don't really understand why, but I really don't. I'm trying to figure out why man doesn't
And you wouldn't
open up.
understand because you're not listening. That is the point.
I am listening.
And with everything, all you get from it is, oh, you're getting hot. No, love, I could hush, you know. I nothing. This is for your benefit more than anything, you know. This
And
whole
I'm
topic
taking
is
what
for
I get from it.
woman to understand why man do share. And you get a man finally started share and all they talk over the man. Oh, yeah, what the man share. That's why I say, listen, this perfect. This proves the whole pot. You only start a topic about why man don't think, and when man actually open it up and start to talk, all it like it's kind of like all they want to tell the man what he should say. Because all they talking over. You get it?
I understand.
Right.
Can I say something as well?
So you could say all you want. I'm gonna mute my mic. Maxine could say all she wants and thing. When all ready for man to share, we right here, you know. But all go ahead and take.
Everybody done talking? Maxine? Listen, I don't want no tension. I want to say this topic, I don't want no tension in the room. Everybody needs to be open. We're going to be real because we're adults here, right? So basically, at this type of what came to you, Trina, you asked you, okay, are you married? Because you're saying, basically, you were saying that why can't the man talk to the woman the same way how he saw his wife, how he's talking to the woman outside? Yes, I believe that shit because I remember I had that at one point. We were good friends. We were talking about a lot of stuff, but not everybody does it. So that's what Stabber was now saying. You're living in a different world. And then, yeah, to me, honestly, you don't have to be married to actually be in that world. It's just like we got here together as a marriage for a reason. We were friends at once. So to me, moving on, we should be able to talk again. But most of the times, things changes or the guy now holds back because his son is body, but he doesn't want to talk it out. And somebody's afraid for you to judge him or whatever. But I'm just kind of saying, it's like, I don't think you have to be married in order to adapt into that situation. Maxine, can I hear what you were going to say earlier? Maxine, unmute yourself.
Unmute. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So what I was saying, yeah, more and ice. What I was going to say is I disagree with, I'm not sure if the guys that said he can go and talk to his best friend outside and not to his wife or his girlfriend. I totally disagree with that. If I'm with you and you can't talk to me about the things that are bothering you, stressing you, hurting you, whatever pain you're going through, and you can't trust me enough who you're sleeping with to talk to me about those intimate things, that you can go and talk to another woman about that and say that's your friend. That's no, I don't agree with that, because I think that's the relationship you should be having with your partner. You should be able to tell me if your shit stinks or don't stink, or if it has blood in it, whatever. I don't think men do not open up because one, they don't want to be judged. Two, they don't want to look like they're weak, or I look like a wimp in the relationship. I'm supposed to be masculine and my business, my feelings, my heart. I don't agree with that. I wasn't raised like that. My parents did not raise us to hold things back. My mom used to say, if it hurts, cry, even to the boys. If it hurts, you cry. If a woman breaks your heart, it's okay to cry about it. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to be upset about it. Why should we? I'm not going to baby your feelings. That's one thing I don't do. I don't baby men's feelings. If you're hurting and you don't want to talk about it, keep it. But I'm not going to be on you every day. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I don't have time for that. To me, that's a child. It's like walking around the child. Oh, what's wrong, baby? What happened? I shouldn't be doing that with the man I'm with. If there's something wrong, and if I come to you and I say, hey, this happened, that's me. But you should be able to come home and say, you know what? This is what happened today. You know, this, whatever. But don't be afraid, because it's like you're saying you don't trust me enough to be intimate enough with me emotionally. The intimacy is not just about bodily fluid, it's about emotional connection, mental connection, psychological connection. It's all about feelings. And if I'm with you and you're not on those levels with me, then you're wasting my time. And that's just the way I see it. Men don't open up because, one, a lot of them are not taught how to communicate. A lot of them do not know how to express their feelings. They only know how to bottle it up because of the way some of them were raised. Keep it in, don't share it, talk to guys about it, don't talk to women about it, you know, because they don't understand. Women don't understand, all that stuff. I don't live in a different world. I live in the real world. So that's my opinion why men don't open up.
And that is true. And then remember, all men are not the same. There's a lot of men out there who will open up and say exactly what's on their mind. It's not everybody has their own ways. And I go back, I have this thing here saying tips of raising boys. Talk out loud about what's going on in a positive light to help him model, the child whole mental cognition. Keep reassuring your child that he's growing up in a safe world and that he's loved. Make sure your son has good male role models to show them the softer side of masculinity, right? So everybody is raised differently, everybody is taught differently, everybody come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and some people just raise yourself the way how they learn because they had to. Sometimes mother and father is right, and sometimes they're not really there to push them forward. So I've met men who will talk and just express it. But it's kind of sad to see that we're living in the same house together or being together or dating, and you and I you can't come to me and talk to me. I'm not gonna take your shit and go outside and tell it the whole world, but it's like we're supposed to be a team, right?
Candy,
yeah.
I want to qualify something.
Yeah.
When I mentioned about men talking to a woman versus their own.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is not problems that he has at work or nothing like that, you know.
Yeah, we know.
We're talking about the situation when the woman he with is the problem. So when she is the problem, she spend too much money, she show no respect, she lackadaisical, she attitude sucks. When you're talking, when the problem is your woman and you try to talk to her, I am telling you, you get nowhere. You get nowhere, because right here on this show alone gives you an idea of how judgmental and protective women can be, because as you said, they're emotional. So when a man have to deal with that, he's not going to talk to them. I don't care who that man is. He's not going to talk to her. He's going to go to somebody like Candy, who will give him a better perspective of how to conduct that.
And you know what I would do, right? I would send you back where you came from.
Exactly.
Because she needs to know the issue. But what I'm saying,
exactly.
So why not walk away after? Why not just walk away from what is going on? Because I remember when I was talking.
What does running do?
No, like it's stressful. Like you can't talk. She's not listening. She's spending the money. She's this. She's that. Right? I'm just saying. But you already spoken to your wife or your partner about it, and it continues. How long are you willing to be unhappy for? I'm not saying running, but how long are you willing to stay in?
Well, you see, in terms of how long you'll be unhappy for, also depends on this thing we call love, right? People do things that you love that you don't like. Okay. So, and the other thing is we sort of, I think everyone inside of us we sort of fighters, you know. We wanna succeed at this choice we have. I made this choice and I want to make it a success. So walking away is like leaving Trinidad to come up Canada. You can't get no vote, so you run back home. You know, it's like a loser, you know? That kind of weak, right? But I understand what you're saying.
Robbie,
If you reach a point where you cannot,
that's what I meant. Like
you cannot meet in our minds, then yes, you have to walk away from that for sure.
Because I'm thinking, if you could go outside and talk to, it's true, you could go outside to somebody else, but most of them, they can't solve your problem. And most of the people that we are talking to, their minds are messed up and you're kind of jealous in your relationship and they will try to mash that up. Most of the times you don't know, but they will try to mash up what you have. But as a man, now you pull back like me too, I could relate because I kind of shut down for a bit and stop saying stuff and just watch. But the difference is I had no one to talk to, right? I was like isolated for a bit. But what I'm saying is now, if we all could really reach, if you're getting yourself into something, we really have to try and cope and talk to that particular person, whether they don't like it or not. We really have to boil and talk to that person. And I don't like to bother nobody with the nagging. I know I mentioned that's why I did this to open up the conversation, like walking up, because the first thing a man will say, oh, she walk outside. But I want you guys to open up. That's not what I will say I like to do, but it's just like, I need you guys to start this conversation, but I don't want no tension. But communication again, lack of communication. So when this woman now...
Can I say
Candy,
something?
hold on, Robbie. Hold on 1 second. Candy, allow me, please. If you realize something, and it's plain for me to see, the women are correct, the men are correct, they're both sides divided and equal. And what is missing here is that a few things. The first part of it is when you're getting, everything starts as a beginning. And whatever you start with is what you will end with. That's what the saying is. So what you're supposed to do that we were taught, and we don't do today at all, is to get to know the person before you make a commitment of yourself, whether you're male or female. Before you get involved with the person, you take them out, you get to know them. Remember what your parents said? Let's get to know the person that you go out with them. And the minute you start to go out with a woman, somebody will tell me, well, I was with she and so on, so on. Get to know them, what they say and what they don't say. That's the first thing. And the men, if you have your little children, boy or girl, and your big 18, 20-year-old daughter is in a relationship with a guy, and that guy is behaving like you, Sniper, or you, Robbie, what you're going to tell your daughter? Leave, but look, run away from here. No. That is not the way it's supposed to be happening. He's supposed to be more understanding. That is what you're going to be saying.
No, I'll tell her have patience.
Same thing. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. There is nothing wrong with what the Trina was saying or Maxine just said, and what Sniper was saying. Everybody has a point to say and everybody is right equally, but divided. And you have to look for the things that bring you closer together. You start with the things that you can both agree on, right? Remove the emotional, which is, you see that thing that what you consider love, that sex, that supposed to, like Sniper say, well, I'll go vex with you, but I'll go still have sex, right? As men, the women, what the women supposed to do? Keep that sex, keep that man entering your body for the person who is the person that you want. the person who would uplift you, who would be the type of person that you can, because you see, when you originally and traditionally, when you get involved with a person sexually, that is reserved for marriage. We forget that. And it's there for us to follow, but we don't follow it. And then we're trying to seem to fix it without going back to the rules that everybody say they believe in God and his traditions and his, all the things, his commandments that he give us, right? Even all our laws, it's the same thing. So like, and this big word here that is absent, and I keep saying that word all the time. Love equals respect. When you're talking to each other, talk to each other with respect. I personally respect each and every person, like if it's in here, like if it's my own family. And I would stand up for that person. You, Trina, Maxine, that I don't know, all of you. But you all are part of me, all one, especially this color that we have here. But failing that, we are all one. Men and women, and the men, listen to this carefully. When you were born, before you were born, and when the egg travels, the sperm, and it meets, when that thing starts to form, and your testicles is when it's formed, before you get testicles, you have a vagina. All of us born with that first, and then it develops further on, closer to when you after the 4th month, the 3rd month, everybody have a vagina. 4th, 5th, 6th month, when you start to develop further down to the 9th month, then you see all about the 4th month, 5th month, is a boy, is a girl, and you do the sonogram and all that nonsense. But the whole idea behind that is that we are equal. So you, when you're talking to Trina, don't look at her as only a woman, because you're a woman too. And she's a man also. And when we decide to respect each other, love and respect each other, before you hold a person and put your tongue inside the vagina or wherever you want to put it, tell yourself, I'm willing to do anything for that person, or leave them to fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Agreed. I still don't understand. What is that?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Yes,
Who are you
Maxine.
talking? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Robbie. I wasn't sure.
Sorry.
I wasn't sure. Okay. It's Robbie, right?
Which one? Robbie's wearing white and black. Anthony's wearing
okay.
green.
So, okay, Robbie's the one that says talking to a friend outside, right?
Mm.
Robbie, everybody has their vices, but I'm going to share something with you. My first marriage broke up because of him not being able to talk to me, but he could go and talk to other people. And he would bring like, oh, she's this, she spends too much. Just like we were saying, that was me. I spent too much. I didn't cook, didn't like cooking. I was the expensive person, taking to the restaurant every day, expensive stuff. And instead of coming to me and telling me all of this, it was more him going and telling other people or telling his so-called best friend. That is what drove our marriage down the hill, because it was like, you can't talk to me, but you want to come home and sleep with me. But you can't tell me what my vices are, what's driving you and all that. So you may feel that, okay, I'm not judging you. I don't judge anybody. I'm not judging anyone here. I'm just saying, sometimes, yes, you may have that best friend that you can go and say, you know what, my girlfriend Carla, she spends too much. She does this. How do I deal with it? Why do you have to ask her? Go and ask Carla. So why do you spend so much? Why do you need to spend so much? You know? So if you're not talking to your girlfriend or your wife and telling her the issues and you're taking it to tell somebody else, then you're not really solving the problem, because whatever she's going to tell you, well, she's a woman, okay? So you really can't go to another woman and say, well, she spends too much. She does this, she does that. Go and tell Carla why, Carla, you
Just
spend too much.
one correction though. What you're saying is a predetermined scenario. I'm talking about a situation where most men, like myself, I'm afraid of my woman. I come to her and say, you're spending too much money. You're doing this. What's going on with that? And instead of trying to understand that we have a budget or something, it is met with a certain disrespect, I think, because, for example, tonight, Sniper make a comment and says, men could sleep with women and have no feeling. And then all the other women just chime in, we too. So it's not like he wasn't trying to say, okay, you can't, but he was trying to explain something. And you see that quickness to talk, quickness to react that some women have causes marriages to fail. Because what happens, men is end up saying, fuck this, yes? And that's what I say. Like, my grandmother used to say you have to know how to hold your tongue sometimes.
Yeah.
Women now. Yeah. Women, they want to be seen, heard, and respected, and I get that. But they take it to the point of like, it's almost like when you get a friend who get an advancement in the job, and you and him was good at the same level, now he's the boss. It's a different human being you're dealing with. That's what's going on with women today. They got empowered. They're empowered to some point, and we respect that. A lot of the men support that, but with power comes control. It comes with discernment, and you have to know when to exercise certain things. When you have to hold back, listen, and when you have to. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
So question, guys. When saying yes, woman.
Candy, before you move on, I put my hand, I've been
okay, sorry, I didn't look up. I was trying to put in some story.
I didn't cut. I cut in like Trina and everybody else. I wait humbly to give my 2 cents. When
This is why problem. Do not call no name.
No, but I try to have an order. Is a gangster like father live?
Can I explain myself? Can I explain myself, please?
Father be a gangster. Could
listen.
Too nice.
Everyone listen. Everyone listen. Hear what happened. I had my head down. I was typing up some notes. I'm going to bring it back to you guys. And I was just saying so, and I didn't look up to see your hand up, right? Because I was going to ask if you guys felt disrespected when you were asked, when the woman responded and said, we can do it too. But I'll allow you to talk. I apologize. You can talk now, Sniper. I didn't look up at the screen to actually see what you were doing.
Here were haunting, man. I really wanted to respond for Maxine's benefit, and in a little space of time there, Maxine.
Yeah.
I will still share for Trina's benefit, but I wanted to respond to what Maxine just saying there, because I realized she really genuinely lost, right? So just to enlighten a little bit, I realized women nowadays have no sense of accountability, because if it is you're not approachable, or the man realize you're not listening to him, so he not talking to you, how you could now get vexed and find, well, he should talk to me as he girl, as his wife and whatever. I hear all, but I don't know if only hearing all yourself, right? So now I empathize with Robbie, because I understand how it is. You might have a problem with a little, a woman you're dealing with, your wife or whoever, your significant other, and you're trying to talk to her and you're cutting, you know what you're going to do? You will find that trusted female friend to try to relate to her, so she might give a little advice on how to approach the situation, right? So I understand where Robbie coming from, but I see the reaction Maxine had to it, and she stick on the whole. You shouldn't go outside, and yes, you shouldn't. Ideally, you should be able to go to your partner. But when a man doing that, it's not because he don't want to come to the woman, it's because he don't feel comfortable coming to the woman. So bullying him to go to the woman doesn't make him more comfortable and make him feel to open more. It's just, I mean, it's just what it is.
Are we talking about the sex or are we talking about the communication?
Sex on your mind, Trina.
No, it's not. I'm just making.
Nobody talk about sex. We waited to get through this to get to the sex talk. Nobody talks sex.
The only person who spoke about sex was Anton. That was it. Anton was the one who spoke about sex. Okay, what Maxine was saying, she don't fully agree to what was said. Yeah, and that's what broke up her marriage. It's embarrassing to actually hear the stuff outside and it was never even mentioned to you, because not all men might come to tell the person, but she admit what she was doing and she actually heard it outside, right? It was coming towards her. So you're walking outside, you think everything is cool, everything's happy and crisp inside, but you're embarrassed when you go outside because you hear it. The whole family and the French bloodline knows about it, except for the actual wife. So that's what she was going at, right? Again, communication. I believe, and I strongly believe, if you're with that person, whoever you get involved with, you need to know you can communicate with. If you cannot communicate with that person, but I mean, not saying everything, but if you're repeatedly talking to the person over and over and they're not listening, and there's a problem, I understand we all need to talk to somebody else to see if we're doing something wrong. So you talk to that person and get a second opinion. That is cool. But to tell everybody something else and that person doesn't know what the hell is going on in their relationship that you're so pissed, that's a problem, right?
Robbie was saying, like Robbie also mentioned, like that aggressiveness where you just come back with like, okay, don't spend this amount of money today, and you're like, well, we telling me, I believe in turning that down a notch, approaching the situation different too. You understand? Communication again.
Okay, welcome Juggler, welcome C, welcome Just B. Welcome guys. Thanks for being here. Like tonight's topic is why men don't open up. Juggler, I want to show if you wanna tell me a piece of your background or you just wanna listen. Not really background, but I mean like growing up as a boy, coming up, like what was instilled in you as a boy to man up, don't cry outside, like, or where are you right in a relationship? Are you the person that close, keep your stuff together and go outside and for somebody else?
Ooh, that's a lot one time there.
Yeah, I hit it hard.
You know, just let me just write the book and just give you one time. That's a lot. I will chime in as we go along. I just got a piece of Robbie and I didn't really catch on, and then I got a piece of Sniper.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand, but I don't want to jump in and say anything just yet, you know. But I do have a lot to say.
Well, it's your spotlight now or no?
Oh no.
They're done talking.
Oh gosh.
You don't have to be distracted by what we were saying.
Yeah.
You share your perspective.
What is the topic again? Why men don't open up?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Karen was saying, they're not comfortable. Their partner not receptive. If you open up to your partner, you open up yourself to being judged, right? Your partner would not be able to give you a third person's objective, never, because emotions, feelings involved, and half the time you're talking to the person about them. So, fellas don't like to deal with conflict. They don't like to tell the woman all the time. Let's just say the issue is, I guess, between I'm assuming the issue is between the two parties, right?
Yeah.
I can talk for me. I don't like to always nag my wife or always tell her, you know, I don't like this, I don't like that constantly, because I don't like it to happen to me. I don't like it to constantly come at me all the time. So the flip side of it is, you know, you practice what you preach. So I don't do it all the time. I would probably, you know, say it once, twice, or the other. After that, if you're not understanding, sometimes you would hear but you're not listening.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I might turn to my brother and I might be like, yo, right now XYZ, you know, and just have somebody that would listen, because I just want to get it off my chest, and somebody that would listen and listen objectively, you know. So I guess that's my response to why I guess guys don't communicate.
Yeah, and it's so you do unto others as you're likely to do unto you. See, when everybody started to get tense up, I hate conflict. I'm like, oh shit, scrap the whole thing. But women can really get into their feelings, yes. We can take things at a different level. And men just want to tell you straightforward a bit. This is how I see it. And you're like, oh, you're so heartless, you're so, but this how you say it. Sometimes the way how you word it, how it comes out. And then you don't know what, you may not know everything that she had in her past, just like the woman will not know when you come into her what she doesn't know everything you had in your past. So when you come back, it's like you guys bouncing head and nothing going nowhere. It's just it go into a rival, a big argument, and it goes from there. It escalates. And it's sad to say because of understanding each other.
Well, it's not only that. It's not a matter of understanding each other. Sometimes too you see, at the end of the day, in relationships you'll always have conflict. That is it's inevitable. Whether it's it's your brother or your significant other, humans will always have conflict. The trick is now who giving in, right? You have a strong point of view, I have a strong point of view. Who giving in, right? Choose your battles. Sometimes it's okay to just say, all right, cool, no scene. Even though in you feeling like, yo, you talking real shit to me right now, you know? Sometimes I might just be like, all right, cool. Just so, one, there's no ongoing conflict, and two, I hear you, I understand. All right, let's try it your way, even though I think my way is the better way, or I think I right in the scenario. Not most times you don't get people doing that. Like, okay, all right, take win this time, even though in your mind you think you're right. It's just a constant butthead.
I like to say I'm sorry. I can't deal with that. And then when I say sorry and you cool down, if we can talk about it then at the appointed time, we move on from there. But again, how are you with your wife now?
Cool. Sometimes.
You hold back a lot of stuff. Like, okay, say for instance, something happened by work. Would you actually go in to actually talk about it, or you just kind of keep it to yourself?
No,
like nothing ever happened.
As we talk about everything, you know, like if something happened at her job, you know, she will tell me. She'll tell her mother too, but she'll tell me, you know, because I listen.
What about you now?
Yeah, I don't have anybody else to tell really, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sniper, what about you?
What about me?
Would you tell me about your worst days, like how your day was for the day? Would you completely tell me the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Candy, if you're my woman, we talking, girl, we connecting, we vibing until you hush me up. And when you hush me up, then I go hush. I will tell you.
So what you mean hush you up? Somebody tell you actually shut up or be quiet?
No, if I realize we're here, man, I wouldn't trouble you.
Okay. What about you, Robbie?
Yeah, no problem with that. I mean, I like the fact, I like to have a woman who I could vibe with, really. You know, for the most part. She had the right attitude, she had a respectful approach. I can open up and tell her anything, you know, but if it is every day, we only hearing from she, what happened with her, how she going, she don't ask, what was your day? I got her, she up, I said, okay, because you're not interested in me. So we have to reciprocate, right? You have to reciprocate. I am a person that's go young and young, right? You can't be only young and then I young and so I got time with it. You gotta show me you care about me too. That's all.
So, what about she just get excited to tell you the whole day, you know? She just kind of lost track. She got so excited being around you, she kind of lost track to tell you, to ask, oh shit, Biz, how was your day?
and Santa born on January 1st. No.
But
I ain't think that possible. My thing is, the beautiful thing about women is that I love to see a woman express herself. It's not like how men talk, especially when something impacts. So I'll be always intrigued to hear the story. But as always be looking for the reciprocation. I will show you care. I will show you interest. I will show you everything I think you deserve. But I need to see it from you too. And if I ain't see it, well, I done it.
You go get disappointed, boy. Rob you with the modern woman and them, boy. You gotta lower your standard.
They're not all the same. They're not all the same.
You remember the show that used to have with the clown, with whom he don't play that?
Good night, see.
You can't remember that show?
Yeah, I remember it.
The thing he used to hit
in living color.
In living color, right? Well, I get in one of them things, they hit people over their head. Play that.
Is that the game with the holes you're talking about? What game are you talking about? The one with the holes with the push your head up?
You can't remember the show in Living Color with Homie the Clown?
Okay, no. I remember Living Color, I can't remember that part.
Okay, anytime you disrespect him, he hit you with something over your head. And he tell your homie don't play that.
Hi, welcome, Lex. See, I just saw your message. Have a good night. Okay, oh, you're still here. Okay. Oh, you're saying good night. Okay, everybody sees her. She's training people right now, but she's just listening. Lex, tell me more about how are you? Welcome, actually. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
How are you when it comes to opening up to a female or just opening up in general? I know you are the quiet side. What would take you as Lex to open up your mouth? What to make you actually express your feelings?
My feelings. Well, if it's a one-on-one situation, I'm open. To a crowd, I'm not a really open person, but on a one-on-one base, yeah, I'm open. What's the word I'm looking for? I express myself and tell you my mind, what I'm thinking about, how I feel. So if it's a one-on-one situation, yeah, I'm very communicate with the person I'm with.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
But I ain't done with you. I'll come back to you.
No problem.
Males, all the men here, what exactly do you guys want in a female? What do you want them to understand about you?
Related to the topic, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That we human. I mean, as Robbie says, a give and take. Now, I'll be real with you. I'm a great listener. So a lot of women, they will talk your head off. And as Robbie said, they wouldn't ask you, well, but how about you? Right? Now, Robbie, you say, he go hit them and say, homie, don't play that. Me? Go ahead, talk. Right? But after a while, I may not open up because, as I say, I realize you don't hear what I say. But I go listen because I know you go be open to me when you're sharing. So in responding to what you said, related to the topic, if a woman wants to get a man to open up, you have to let him open up, right? You cannot let him open up how you find he should open up. You can't let him do it how you feel you should do it or how you would do it. You gotta know your man. And the other thing, he mightn't open up immediately, but he will try. And the more you encourage him and the more you allow him to be himself, is the more he will open up to you. But if it is you're trying to tweak him when you open up, oh, don't say that way, and oh, no, you shouldn't think that way, he's not going to open up to you. He will start to censor his conversation with you. And he'll open up to the other woman that Robbie talking about who not censoring him, who will let him be himself. I'm a 2 cents.
So Candy, to answer that question, let's see, Juggler, right, and Lex and all the guys. If we get to know, give ourselves time to get to know the woman the women, you note 1, 2, 3, before you get involved with somebody. Get to know the person. And when you get to know that person and you give yourself time to grow, you wouldn't have to ask the person to express themselves or open up to you. And to say listening is, I could listen to a song, go to a concert, and 5 minutes after the concert, I can't remember one thing that was done. All I know, it was a good time. So you may say you listen to the person, but did you hear anything that they say? And did it affect you? And you have to find ways to communicate, see things that you agree on. Not, you see, we tend to always, and this is the society. You will see on the news, 10 men got killed, this robbery happened, but there's a million other good things that happen in the day, and you wouldn't hear one thing about it. And we take that same nonsense and apply it to our daily lives with dealing with a person. With all the things that the woman or the man may do for you equally, the man would do 100 things good and 3 things bad. And what you will hear about is the 3 things bad. And with the woman, the same thing. And we call it a learned dysfunctional behaviors, where that is societal. So the question is asked, what do you want the woman to know about you as a man? I want to get what I want her to know. I want to get to know her. I want her to get to know me, so that we will be able to develop our own way of communicating with each other and have a different understanding, different than outside, that only us, we develop, you create your own plateau. And this is us, this is me and my family. The man, your husband and the wife, the children, your parents, and everybody else after. And then I could stand up. All right, what's her name was asking a question. And she said about men, or Candy used to say, if your woman go out on you. My first wife, that we broke up. And I can tell you now, there was infidelity on her part, but it was because of something I did before we got married that wasn't dealt with. Anyway, I can tell you now, the piece of sex that she had with some other man or to talk to somebody pales in comparison to the love and understanding that we had between each other. You know, like that woman in particular had my back on everything. You know, I was so proud of her. She allowed me, she didn't hide anything from me, and we grew together and we got to know each other. But of course, I learned a big lesson that if you're building your house and you're building your foundation, make sure it's strong. Don't leave nothing, a brick kind of wobbly. Don't leave it for tomorrow to fix it. Because if you're gonna build and build, and when you reach up here, everything high and heavy, that small brick, that one little thing that you did that you didn't deal with will make everything collapse. And I learned that, and that is what collapsed my good marriage, right? And sex, just to finish off, the sex, right? And I said sex screener was asking about the sex and thing. Sex has nothing to do with anything. And as a matter of fact, the more you all spend on it, a pussy, a this, a prick, a this, nothing to do with a relationship, than holding a hand and raising a family and have somebody to grow old with and feel good about. The best feeling in the world I ever had was to know that the happiness I see on my wife or my girlfriend when I did something pleasing in her eyes. And she's telling everybody about the man and what he did and the feeling I get. And I tell myself today, I am not going to get involved with anything and anyone unless I could have that. I am making that mistake again.
Thanks for sharing, honey. Thanks for sharing. Sniper, you went into like when you can open up, right? You mentioned something about when a man will open up. Listen, you and Rum, then you had Anton, there's Juggler, and then you have Lex now. Who else am I missing? Okay, I had like notes like set an example by being as open as possible. 2, get ready to simply listen. 3, don't force the issue. 4, make convos feel easy and natural. Ask questions about his day. Don't stare him down. Talk in the car. Approach things from the side. Like when I say this, like, I mean mentally instead of physically, right? Take his personality into consideration. Remember, that's who you pick. And play to his strengths. When I say that, it's like you feel judged or like being feeling. So try to avoid any judgment when having a frank convo. Talk while doing something else. When I say that, again, guys, I'm big on heavy one-on-one conversations, according to experts. So try to avoid them at all costs. We almost never look each other in the eye. It's too intense for us, right? When men want to talk, figure out his love languages. I mean, like there's a test you both should take that looks at 5 love languages, meaning the ways you give and receive love. Number 13, give him room to practice, since opening up doesn't come naturally to everyone, right? Be cool with whatever he has to say. Again, stop being so judgmental or jumping to change his opinion. I mean, that is his opinion you want to learn. Of course, you're not entitled. Of course, you're entitled to your opinion, and you should share what you feel too. But when you're both getting used to sharing emotions, let your soul speak without being made to regret it moments later. If he doesn't want to talk, let it go. It's general takeaway from the article that men and women are in many ways very different from each other. And that's all I had. That was 15 points that I had for women to understand men and allow them to open up on their own. Men, women, do you guys agree with what I just said, or should I repeat it again so you guys can get in your heads? All right. I hear what Anton say, huh?
Sorry, the stare point.
Yeah.
Don't stare at him unless you want to fuck.
I can't remember what I put on that one. Did I read out that one?
No, you didn't put in the fuck part. But if you're staring at him, that's why you're supposed to be doing it. So don't do it unless you want to fuck.
Well, I know that's okay. So it says, us ladies are big on eye contact, but this doesn't always bode well when talking to your man. One of the most important and counterintuitive gestures to get a man to open up is not to look him in the eyes. When a woman sits a man down with the "we need to talk" opener and sitting facing him, all of his alarm bells go off and defenses go up. It's much better to sit side by side or fuck. You like the ending? All right. Anyone? Judy, you're very quiet. How are you feeling now? Feel a little better? So?
Yeah, a little better.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys.
Okay, so I'll allow you drink some water. Keep on drinking water. All right?
You're not well?
No, I got my vaccine.
Oh, your vaccine, all right, okay. So I thought, did it affect your fingers?
Yeah.
Your
the whole
fingers?
hand is kind of numb, yeah.
You missed the whole point.
Anyways, I had a little 2 cents to put to this thing.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said I had a little 2 cents.
Okay.
For me, in a relationship, as it started off, I like to talk a lot, right? I like to talk to the person. So right away, I'll be asking a lot of questions, you know what I mean? What you like, what you don't like, vice versa, right? So when you get into a relationship, you kind of know your man. So if he was a talkative person, then you know once he's not talking, something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he's a quiet person, then you know he's a quiet person. So you probably have a different way to talk to him. And usually, okay, for instance, I mean, if a man picks up a woman and you would ask, what is it about me that you like? Or even if you don't even ask that question, he'll be saying, you know, I like you because you're a wholesome woman, you cook and you clean and you do all this thing and that turns me on. You remind me of my mother, you know, whatever those things. And those are the things that he likes about you to even think about you being a wife. So for instance, if he's told you that and you're trying to get to know your man, so I'm just going to use cook and clean, right? So if he likes that and you're cooking and cleaning, but then when the courting is finished and you now become in a relationship now, all you want to do is run about with your friends and do whatever. You forgot about cooking for him and whatever. And those were the things he liked about you. So he would probably, most men will probably like say, oh, so you don't cook today? What happened? But those are hints, right? But then a lot of times people have relationships and they have friends on the other side and goes, and because they're not the type of person to cook or whatever, when that's said and you said, oh, my man said I didn't cook today, it goes, what? So what's wrong with his hand? You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with his hand. He loves that about you and you like doing those things and you stop. So usually there's a problem there within either you or him that somebody stopped doing what they're doing, and the hints were there and you weren't picking up on it. So then that would mean that either the girl or the guy would find somebody that they can vent to, because they're telling you in every which way they can. Some be more vocal and some just hints. It all depends on what kind of man you have. But the hints are there. So when it reaches to the point where you have to go out and go sleep with a man, sleep with another man or whatever, and things happen, if you really look into yourself, both persons have done something wrong, or you know what I mean, or stop doing what it is that brought you two together.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's my thing.
Yeah, but all man bad is the man fault.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Disagree.
Sometimes we get carried away, because sometimes some women will do the most when they're courting to look pretty and whatever. And then once they
Nah.
get in and they become girlfriend or wife or whatever, and they start cocking up their foot and not doing nothing what they do. Because people think that, you know, when you're courting, you put out your best. Yes, you do that. But in order to keep the relationship, you got to continue doing your best. You know what I mean?
You can't stop halfway through. You have to continue.
Stop. Because then if you stop, that's not what he fell in love with.
But my point was really, what woman really does hold herself accountable at the end of the day? All man bad and it's the man fault.
I think when a woman says that, she's most likely selfish. I'm doing this for him. I'm cleaning for him. I'm cooking for him. I'm doing this. And your ass going outside working hard on the streets. And you come back. But she's not seeing you. She's seeing what she did for you. That's selfish. That's a selfish relationship. So when I hear man this and man that person have issues within their own self. Sometimes a man might be doing fuckery here. But the majority of the time, you can't force the horse to drink water. Because we go and look for the ghetto man, the ghetto girls, and they're expecting, and you are now ungrateful, I am now ungrateful, but there's something missing.
See,
we're not listening.
A lot of times, Candy, when women say stuff like that, they go pick up a man that is not even interested.
Worse off.
They probably just want to fuck, right? And you want to relation him up. And he's not about that. So, man, bad. I do this, man, I do it. Did the man tell you he wanted a relationship, or did he tell you he just want to fuck?
Yeah, it's true.
Right? So yeah, you understand? When the man says that he loves you and he wants a relationship and he wants to get married and he wants to do all of that stuff, he's going to make the effort until you probably turn him off or whatever. But if you pick up a man that probably was with his woman, and he said, you know, we can do a little thing, you know what I mean, or whatever, and then you want relationship with him, he didn't tell you that. But now you're gonna cut our man for that, because he's not giving you what you want when he don't tell you that he have a woman or he whatever, or he's not looking for
share. Yeah, he can't give you all his undivided attention. Stay in your lane. Man, you guys agree? Why girlfriends like to play the wife role? Anyone want to answer that? You pick up a chick, she's outside, she know her lane, but all of a sudden she want to come over on top of the head of the board. The queen, she want to be everything over that particular woman. How do you guys think that?
I have one lane, and that is a wife lane. So if you come in my lane and you think whatever, if I ain't wife, don't bother come in my lane. So you're going to crash, because I ain't going down there.
Wait, what you saying, gonna fight? I'm not fighting.
No, you're not going. Like I'm not the one. You understand? I believe in relationships, right? So I don't give a who you look like or what you are. If you come to me to say I got my woman, you know, but we can do something. Baby, go over that lane. I mean, this is not lane for you. I don't feel like that. It's up to me if I want to share something, but I never do.
Yeah. Robbie, what's on your mind?
I think about the question you just asked. So I'm pretending I was a woman.
Okay.
And I still ain't come up with nothing. All I could say is this. for me, I could be wrong. In male and female, I think men are warriors, and the females are the most competitive animals on the earth. Them can't even watch another female wear the same shoe. Getting a problem, you know? So, and the reason why they're that way is because they too have to, they select who the next crowd of people going to be on this earth by picking the right man to lay with them. Some of them, I ain't gonna say all, but some.
Thank you.
Right? So they're born with this competitive nature of getting the best and being the best, or I should say being the one. So when you see there's a girlfriend, that come like silver medal. They won the gold. So that's how I think it is. I'm not a woman. All I know is when to run and when to stand still. Okay.
Well, human nature is what turns on most human is what they can have.
Hi, Tamara, welcome.
I could take a jab at that. I'm not a woman either, but from my humble observation, women are bullies, right? So when they find a boy that they want to make their man or whoever the case may be, they wouldn't really consult him and negotiate and say, well, here we're going. I think we should be in a relationship. They will consult their girls and tell the girls, here, you see that man, don't touch it, that's my man. And then by default, they'll just bully him into a relationship. That's my humble observation.
Not I.
So that lane and know the lane and work. I don't argue, I just observe.
You don't say it. If you don't say it to me, I ain't telling nobody that I'm your woman.
That's embarrassing.
I
am not doing that shit.
In the jungle, right? Who does hunt, the lion or the lioness?
The lioness.
I rest my case.
But once we establish those two things, you're mine and I'm yours.
I think, and I agree. Until a man said, "You are my woman," or we go in ahead, that's what I like. That's my man. But for me to come and say, "You are my man,"
I hear no there.
myself outside.
I hear no there, but it don't be so straightforward. Or let's do it in a kind of covert terrorist.
No. I will love somebody off. I will love you off. You would never ever know. I would have done that quite
that what you saying there's post sex.
Exactly. And after that, they just mark the territory.
You need to be specific with that. Post sex.
Post sex?
Yeah,
after
you get some meat and you guys, food. Let's get our meat.
I come into you and
don't blame me.
Die when all of started leave thing behind by the man apartment, leave thing in the car, start a market territory.
No, I come into you.
Well, wrong woman.
I want you. And if you say you want me, then we can start something. But if I tell you,
if two all here, right, engaged in sexual relations for a period of time, the girl will just slip into a relationship mode without even having a conversation. Come on, that is like a 90-10 ratio. So if you fall in the 10, fine.
You know, okay, for me, the same thing I don't want you to do to me is the same thing I don't refuse for you to do to me. So that's how I live my life. I am not claiming what is not mine.
I hear you too, and I hear
the best thing.
To me, I just hear that song getting sing all the time until all you come hard, and then it's a different story.
No, not all you. The other women.
I too old to change.
Other women, but women, just that. I have a friend for years, still hoping that this man will marry her. She was bringing men in her home with her 2 kids and say, "Yeah, but he says he's gonna marry me." I say, "You fucking dumb. He's just fucking you." And then she allowed him to do the daddy duties. He beating the child, kind of bullshit. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Up to this day, she's not married. Up to this fucking day. And the man is not even around. Or the man is not around. So every woman is different. They're longing for something, or they're trying to be so like the sisters married and who this and who that. Like, yeah, it's just, so not all women are the same. And as I skip and say, not all men are the same. I was going to say that earlier. Not all men are the same, not all women are the same. But you can give me the best fucking dick, I'm still not going to run you down. Because I don't want your ass running me down. Because if you say you're the best dick, I know my pum-pum good too. I swear to God it's good. And I go in with emotion.
I believe you.
I am not for you, dog. And don't stalk me. I will not stalk you.
That is the reason again that I think Juggler just talked about, he said post-sex. Same thing. That is why the sex supposed to come after. You get to know the person and you know the person is worthy of, right?
And that's why there's 3 months advance time out. People still do that, But that was me back then. 3 months. If we didn't do it after 3 months, you are now considered my friend. If we do something before that 3 months, we going down. That was me. I just always know my victims. You understand?
Victim is right.
I know my victims.
3 months in 2021. 3 months in 2021.
3 months in 2021. Sniper, keep yourself muted. Welcome, Vicky. Talk. I'm listening to you. I have a lot to say.
I have nothing to say. No, I have nothing to say. No, I have nothing to say. It's all about communication. It's all about communication. In a relationship. And as you said, all women are not the same and all men are not the same. So
agreed.
It's about communication and getting to know your partner. If you get to know your partner, then you should be able to trust them and tell them whatever you have to tell them.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think I let it show because being younger, you might hold back certain things, but I think because I've gotten older now, I want to tell you what's on my mind and then set you up for something that you're hoping that we're going to move forward to. I just got to let you know, hey, this is just a fuck thing. We're not going further. Or, babes, I really want to go. What do you want? Where are we going from here? And this is how life is as we speak, for me. And if you ask...
No, I didn't want to cut you off. I just want to ask a question pertaining to a comment Vicky made. When she said, when you get to know the significant other, and I think Robbie or somebody in the past too said something. What is getting to know the person? How do you get to know somebody? How long do you think it takes before you really know somebody? What measures do you take to get to know that person? See me and come live with me. 2 different things. Go ahead.
I would agree if you live with me that I'll really know who you are. I believe in living together. I don't believe in you go home, I go home. But I honestly believe, based on my experience, if you live with me, I will actually see your true side eventually.
So when do you end up living? You don't just randomly live with somebody.
No.
Exactly. So by the time you live with somebody, you now getting to know the person. And then guess what? It could be too late because you're done living with the person already. And
where were you years ago?
Huh?
Where were you years ago to tell me this?
I'm just you have to think about it like that. All right. You see me and come live with me are 2 different things, and the only time you truly know somebody is when you live with them. Right?
No, Juggler, no. Wrong, Juggler.
No.
Everybody. Let me tell you something. In life.
Hold on, Anton. Hold on. Anton, hold on.
One quick point. One quick point. Juggler, you said something that and you asked Vicky, right? How do you said about getting to know somebody? When you go for a job, you apply for a job. What happens then? They interview you, and you applying to do a particular job.
Right.
Then they take a while to get to know you. If you are not the person that you say you are, whose fault is that? That is not the other person's fault. It's not Vicky's fault.
Well,
right?
I hear you. I hear you. Right.
Right.
Well, I did.
You have to, if you're applying for the job, that Vicky, you go to Vicky and you want her and you're applying to her because men have to go and ask the women. This is normal, right? And you're asking her about how long does it take. It depends on you. And if you are a liar and eventually somebody gonna figure out that you are the liar and you lose the job.
I hear you.
You're no longer,
I hear you.
wanted there.
Good. I hear you.
That is the answer for Vicky.
I hear you, right? But the analogy is not exactly the analogy that you're using is not exactly perfect, right? Because you're here now.
You said
okay, can I let me
Okay, guys, okay, I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna mute it. Anton, you said you had one thing to say, and he's trying to get his word out. And I want everybody to get a word out. I don't like this, what's happening right now. So let me stop right now. Right? First of all, you went to a job, and he's trying to say to you that you're taking it the wrong way. Juggler finish, and then Vicky.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand what you're saying, Anton. But I think when you're dealing with human interaction and relationships and emotions, it's different to contractual work and me telling you that I'm qualified to do X, Y, and Z. Now, hold on. When I did sociology, the study of human behavior, everybody, whether you say it or not, has a front stage and a backstage. The front stage is the person that you are from the time you open the door and you walk outside, right? The backstage is the person that you are when you close that door and you are in your privacy. For example, right? You will sit down on your bed and you will fart very hard, but you will go out in public and you will contain. So you have a front stage and a backstage. When I get to know you and we're not living together, you are not going to fart hard in front of me. I am no girl, right, going to let you smell the stinks, right, in that time. But when you start living with this person, now you start seeing the other side of this person. You start seeing that, guess what, right? She just threw her panty on the ground. That might irk you. I'm just using different examples.
Yeah.
That is now, this is when you are truly now getting to know this person.
Yes.
Guess what?
Yes.
I like you, but I don't like your morning breath. Your morning breath and me, it do go hand in hand. Somebody else morning breath I might be able to take. Yours, nah. Right? But you wouldn't know this until you start living with the person.
So juggler.
Yeah.
I like what you say.
Okay.
But it's not I say, you say.
No.
I was answering. You're not listening. Right? And don't ever say that what we do in our workplace, when you go and apply for a job, right? The question that was asked, I am only staying within the context of what we're talking about.
Right.
You asked Vicky. Vicky said, well, about getting to know a person, how long does it take? And I am answering you that, and you were making the point that see me and live with me is two different things.
Right. No,
well, what you said there were two different things also. It was two different contextual situations.
Well, the
context missing juggler point.
And then the whole idea about it is this: when you meet somebody, you can't say, like, you try to make a joke and say, well, somebody who farting hard. Everybody do that. So if
Anthony, you're missing the point.
The whole scene.
That's why you're going astray. You missed the point.
You see, and this is where Vicky talk, because this is where I realized that the is being missed, right? Is the level of where you are is just like what Juggler was saying, and that is the problem here. All we have to do here is this: when You meet somebody, obviously there's certain things that we know that you have to live with a person. You could like somebody and can't live with them. That is understood. But the decision that you make, you ever see, you decide, I want this, and I am content with this, and I will make this. You know, she does hard, but I love her still.
Okay.
Another man ain't gonna like her, but this is
Anton, let Vicky talk now because you're lost.
woman.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, in order to get to know a person, someone called me. It takes time, right? And if you want that relationship, you have to work for that relationship. Our relationship needs work. So I'm sure when you meet your person, you stay over by their house 2-3 times a night. You get to know them slowly. But if you want the relationship and if you're growing the love, then you get to know them. So when you said something about morning breath, if you love me, then you're going to love my morning breath. Right?
Go back, brush your teeth.
Yeah, exactly. We could do that too. But if you love a person, there's certain things that you put up with.
You look past.
So,
relationship. I know.
Baby, your breath is
yeah, but you said, right? To me, I was answering what you said. You said, right? If you get to know somebody, then you wouldn't have these issues. And my response to it was, to me, you only get to really know somebody when you're already in the issue, meaning that you're already living with the person, you know? Because somebody coming over by me 2 to 3 nights at a time, I cleaning up my place. I cleaning my place when she coming over because she coming over for the weekend. So I'm making sure everything in order. But when you living with me now, right, day in, day out, some days I not cleaning shit. Right?
That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying that when you're courting, everything is all great or whatever, right? So I'm asking you what you likes and all these different things to get to know you to see if we're compatible in certain things. But yes, everybody when you're courting or you're dating, you're gonna bring out the best. But then when you start living with the person now, there's gonna be a day that they're just not in the mood to be bringing out the best, and then that's when you really see who they are. But it's a constant learning the person.
But you get fired
when you go living
together.
Yeah, they should be able
fired.
to.
You get fired from the job because they realize what you said to them in the beginning. I am willing to do this. Right? I'm willing to do that. And when you finally into the job, you get fired.
When you care for somebody, you'll forgive, you know, because nobody's human, right? You make a mistake is when you talk about it and you try to fix it. Making a mistake is not the problem.
Never accept responsibility for somebody's action or inaction. Try to remember that, juggler. Never accept a person's lack of responsibility. Don't take it on as your own. So I am here and you come and you say you could do this and that, and it fails because you did something wrong. I ain't taking that as my responsibility.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If I tell you that I can cook and then you bring me over to your house and I burn a
Julian, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to juggler.
Oh, okay. So my bad.
Okay, moving on now. Because it going from a good scenario to like woo.
I know. I find the scenarios good. I like getting different.
No, what I'm saying, but the scenarios kind of it was conjugated the wrong way. You understand what I'm saying? So I loving it, but not everybody's understanding it because they're not.
Because everybody has a different opinion. Yeah.
So
and that
I am loving this
wrong,
tonight.
it's just that
I am loving this tonight, actually. Welcome, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Unmute your mic.
Good night.
Good night. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I was just only listening.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Miss Vicky.
So when
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
ready,
Good night.
when you're ready,
Oh,
you want to say your 2 cents, say your 2 cents. All right?
Huh?
I said when you're ready to put your 2 cents, you can. In a respectable way.
Okay.
All right, love? Thanks for being here.
Okay.
Okay, what's gonna say to you guys? It's 9:41. You guys made me drink when I was planning not to drink again. Got me intense. Robert, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What, making noise?
What? What are you doing?
Trying on these sexy sneakers.
My sneaker. I find my zipper not working on my sneakers, so I figure I had to.
Oh God.
I bought jam to go here now.
What is that? You find the zippers not working?
It's still not working good, so I want to go back to something though. I
Let
like
me
to
see if
listen.
I can fix it. Let me see it.
Huh?
Let me see if I can fix it. Let me see it. What do you
Helele.
Style and pattern. I want to go back to that thing what Anton said about getting to know people. And that process there is a difficult process because after failed relationships, what is the explanation for that then? Because even though you took time to get to know them, you find out some of them fake. You find out you get a cat in bag.
From the here to the toe.
Right?
You're gonna excuse me, sorry.
What I'm trying to say is not a guarantee formula.
Correct.
I think one of the best things I could think of is my old lady said that, you know, out of 11 of we, she love all of us the same. And when she was in her belly, she had no clue what cross she was going to deal with.
Right.
And it's like a moving variable. She just deal with each specific person who had their own personality as they are with hers and love them the same because they're just children. So in relationship, if you take away the man and woman thing, it's really a kind of spiritual bond or love. It's either you respect and love that person or you don't.
Yes.
You can't, no matter when you get to know them or how you get to know it, there's no guarantee. Because familiarity definitely does breed contempt.
Go to the head of the class.
Right?
Well
so
said.
everyone doing you good and she, you know, she giving you a nice blowjob, all them nice things we make you say, let me marry you, right? And when you get with her, you almost had it's Tuesday. Monday. You know what I mean?
Or the hair not real, or the tits not real, or the bum not real.
You know, and I like, you know, all of a sudden,
some good, some bad.
how the top and the base and all kind of shit, right? So what it's hard to do is really forget about them appendages and really focus on the spirit of a person. Really. A spirit of a person,
You
it never
gotta put it in
changes.
the shower and see what washes off.
And suck good too. I think a good suck.
So here's some fall off, the lashes, everything some fall off, then you eventually will find the real person.
Anyway, Candy,
too much. You see all that going.
Candy, tonight is my last night talking. Next week you can call me Lex.
The fact now still calling you to ask questions. I just want you guys to be normal, whatever normal is. That way, I guess can get there, but not too far into it. But I want to say, I guess I appreciate you guys being here. Where's Sniper? Oh, sorry, my bad. You see I texted you, babe? What's wrong with you, boy? Guys, Sniper's gonna keep you guys entertained.
All right, I go on.
Don't leave. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll find you.
Hey, Tamara, what's happening, girl? I see Tamara there.
Let me tell you, the only reason why I'm leaving Fat Bitter, he's going to entertain you guys because I just need to urinate. Is that okay, guys?
I know.
Here.
Okay? So don't leave. Keep your fucking asses right there.
Feel, man.
Then walk with your bottle.
Walk with your bottle.
Nah, run your girl. You turn off your camera.
So what Lex supposed to do? Lex,
I have no idea.
Lex, I had to come off. Come off that WhatsApp chat, man. Lex, you're blowing up my data, boy. What? I had to get external drive and
Lex, not easy at
I have a
all.
question for you, man, since we're talking. Do you find that the exposure to all them sexual images of women, basically daily and easy at your fingertip, do you find that it has curbed your sexual appetites?
Yes. It becomes monotonous.
What?
For me, no, but I could see that happening. Could understand it.
I am a different level freak, so it doesn't affect me. There's a difference between the digital image, the paper image, and the actual woman. Different arousal.
Because I find personally the constant images of women, cock up, skin up, all kind of thing. I find for me it taking away my sting, so I stopped watching.
Me,
What
I
do you
like
guys
to
think
learn.
about?
I like to learn. I like to try and see, you know. So sometimes some of them situations are going, damn, I wonder what that one feel like.
You're talking about Lex and his videos and
Not so much Lex, but all images.
Who else does be surveying all that?
Well,
maybe if I've never tried all of that, then maybe if I've tried them all, then I'll be like, okay, this is boring now. I've been there, done that. But there's a lot that I've seen. I was like, damn.
Let me put it out here one time before you guys continue. For everyone, we have this. Oh, I don't even know what my phone is, to be honest, guys. I have if you're interested in joining the chat, it is explicit most of the times. If it's too much for you, you can drop out. I'll put my number in. Welcome, Light Bright, Sexy Nella Brown. So with this chat is WhatsApp. Everybody goes in there. You can actually promote your business, promote some event. You can put down sex videos. You can show your own vagina, penises if you want to. Whatever happens there stays there.
What kind of penis?
Your penis or her vagina.
Okay.
It's open up for everything. If it's too much for you, and please, if you're going to join in, there's a way to stop the stuff from being saved on your phone automatically. So I'll put the information in. If you're interested, I'll put my number out there now. 647 655 3677.
I had to come off because I was getting in trouble at work. So I had to come off. I had to cut it off. Because curiosity was killing my kitty, so I had to come off.
Don't you know you're supposed to watch after work? Not
when
during
you hear ping. When you hear ping, you're like, what now?
That's too fast. Please try to monitor the it may be like 100 and something. Sorry, I hear lots of noise. That's Sniper, we hear all your business. Sniper, sometimes the money dick too small. Sniper.
Yeah, I unmute and I went and get something to eat. Till I was sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Now I was making sure I was saying to you, we here and you tell them my dick too small.
Nah, me ain't say that. You could have never hear that. I don't watch man dick. I don't know how a man dick big, small. I don't watch other man dick, so I can't tell you who one big, who one small. I don't know. That not me. Wrong place.
If my girlfriend tell me she not getting men to stay with her, she pussy too big. Straight up.
I might tell she too big.
Well, that's what that's what I might tell her. You know what? I had that conversation with some men, and I was telling them it's not that the woman pussy is or vagina or tonton is too big. It's just that it's not made for him because every woman is built differently. Every male is made differently. What your size can't fit, there's going to be a donkey size that fits it better. So it's not about. That's why I say it's not about size for me. That's just me. But if I see a donkey, I think I go run. I'm sorry. I don't like donkeys.
Candy, I have a question.
I didn't do it.
Candy, I have a question.
I didn't do it.
No, okay. I know you understand. But you know, I have to ask this question.
Uh-huh.
I notice women's intuition is a selective operation.
Such as?
When the man have a woman. But anything else, it is shut the frick down, right? The GPS will just drop signals gone. I try to understand this intuition that I hear women is talk about. They feel it in their gut. They know it for sure. All these things, right? But they can't seem to read the man. They can't use that intuition other than for when he cheated. So I want to understand how it does work, please. Thank you.
It's just
Nobody?
It's just a fucking feeling. Why she can't pick up what a man understand? Because she didn't take the time to understand her man. I just say it. Like I believe I knew my ex before he more than he knew himself. Because everything I spoke about and said, I was all actually right. Because meaning like not to say I'm nagging him or harassing him, but I always know when something is up, and then I'll let him be, and then I'm like, did you do so I would dream it? I will dream before it happens too. Right? So I always on point with him. If I'm connected to you, if a woman's connected to you, she may just know about the cheating part, but she doesn't really know you. She wouldn't really know what's in next step.
All right.
But
So I have a question for you. When you're dreaming.
Let me answer that too now.
Well, I don't want to forget, but then you could answer after, right? So when you was cheating, however, and you was dreaming that. So how did you dream of the divorce too?
No, I just put my divorce through. He doesn't even know about it.
No, that's a serious question. So
no,
in dreaming
I got married, not to divorce.
I understand all that, but you say you dream and you see the cheating and saying.
No, I didn't say I saw the cheating. I didn't see, not all the time. I would say you always, sometimes you will feel like there's something's going on, right? But sometimes I would dream when he's going through certain things, and then I'll bring it up, and then he might deny. If he denied, I'll just let it go. Then he'll come and say, babes, you know what, you was right, so and so happened. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. But not to say I'm dreaming the cheating.
So the intuition that women have, they can't focus it on men helping to maintain their relationship, keep their marriage, keep their union by foreseeing pitfalls that are coming up that you can guide, let's say, the man through or herself through, or how to react, or that kind of thing. I want to know. Because to me, if you could only use it for one thing.
Yeah, it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing.
What else is useful?
Okay. For me, I'll talk on my behalf, right? I believe women, because we have womb and whatever, a lot of what we think and do is all about what's going on in your womb, right? Because for kids, right? Sometimes I'll be here and I will call my kids, and then when I call them, there's something happen. You understand? It's just one of those intuition things or whatever. I don't even really know if that's the right word or that's a part of the word. But when you now take on a man and he's with you, now you are exchanging body fluid, you're exchanging all these things that's going inside of a woman, right? So you become attached to that person. So the same kind of thing that we're going through with our kids or whatever, we start going with a man, doing with a man. So therefore, yeah, there's a lot of times women know that they're doing something wrong, but they are either A, don't care, because of B, maybe he have done something, so it's playing tit for tat. But most of the times when a relationship is breaking down, you know. You might ignore it, but you know. A woman always know. But most of the times when things happen like that, they want to stick to, okay, I think he's saying he's cheating on me. Because men, you guys just do things, maybe because you guys have two heads or whatever, you get confused with which one you're using at which time. But what I'm saying, for instance, in an ex-relationship that I had, right? I had a guy, and when we lived together, he would have all these underwears, and he would wear them until it's actually almost rubbed out. You know, and I'd be taking them and dashing them. When he goes, what happened? Because that he said thing there, I throw it in the garbage, and I buy new ones, but he would never buy it. But then when he started to go out on the road now, and to go pick up new woman, that did start buying new underwears, and I just watch him so.
All right. So
whatever. So what I'm saying, there's different things you pick up on. So sometimes when a woman said that they didn't know what was coming, it's there. You just weren't paying attention or ignoring it.
Let me use what you just said. You read the man, use Colombo. You see new underwear, old underwear, something going on here.
That's just for that particular person. It could be different thing. I'm just saying.
Let me just look at that scenario. That's what I said. So when you see the old underwear, and you see the new underwear, your intuition at no time tell you when the new underwear was coming.
No.
You know what, Rob?
No,
Can I jump in,
no,
please?
Robbie, I think so. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you're gonna ask me that question, yes, it does. Right? Because I already picking up on things. But what I like to do is I like to have at least 5, 6 different things before I come to you. One, we ain't sleeping. You know what I mean? You went from twice a day to once every 2 weeks. So right away I'm like, right? Then I calling you and I'm not getting you. That, you know what I mean? I go down my list. And I have a good amount, because when I come with you with one thing, you're gonna tell me some story. But if I come with you with 5, I want to see you get out of all 5 of them.
So you come at him in terms of, like you just say, get out of it. Trap. You don't come to resolve and
no. Maybe
around.
my choice of words, is not right. But what I'm saying I already come up to a conclusion, but I'm still gonna give you the benefit of the doubt to explain to me one, the new underwears, B, the secrecy with the phone, C, the not coming home early anymore, or not having, I'm going to give you all of this, and then I'm going to sit back and let you explain to me. Because I'm not going to tell you that you cheated. I'm just going to ask you.
I understand that, Judge Judy. Everything you just say, I think every man go through, right? But the point I'm making is that before it got to this situation, something occurred, something might occur, something went on for him to get new underwear. And I'm trying to figure out, while you're living with that person right there, right then, right now, just as you use your Colombo skills to figure out if he cheated, you can't figure out if he happy yet. Like, how you know him was just not happy and he just not ready to leave.
Okay, because you have a point there, because first I look into myself. Okay, I'm not perfect. I will do things wrong or whatever. So I'm looking at what I'm doing, right? And if I can't find something that I'm doing, I'm gonna ask you. But if you're telling me there's nothing wrong, so it's either A, you just want more pussy than what you can afford to take care of, right? But I just want to know for a fact that's what you're doing.
So you tell
I'm
me
not
that.
gonna tell you that it's not on me, right?
All right.
Well, I'm
Let's
gonna ask you if it's on me.
Right. So let's play out a scenario. You ask me, and I say, baby, you know, I love you, but I get not a case of bored dick, right? And you're gonna say, what's bored dick? I never hear about that. I said, bored dick is
No. I would take that very serious.
Yeah, bored dick is
I
because I love you.
take
but
my
I just
things
can't-
very serious. So if you're
Yeah.
bored of my pussy, there's something wrong with me, and I know nothing
Yeah,
wrong with me. So
but you understand, right? You get bored dick, and bored don't mean the man don't love you. It's just he have had you every single which way he can, and the thrill kind of die off. That happens.
yeah,
And some
I feel.
and some men and women, when they get into that situation, they end up making certain mistakes they shouldn't, right? And they don't know how to get out of it other than to pursue something else to get
Now,
that thrill again.
see, that's a different kind of woman, because if you told me that you had bored dick, I said, okay, so what do you have in mind? What do you want to try? What we want to do? What we gonna do to stimulate it?
No,
I
but
will say that.
Yeah. Well, you know, you good.
Okay, so if I'm like that, what made you go outside? You're just damn greedy.
Then that's when you find out him damn greedy. That's true.
Exactly,
Robbie,
because I'm not the type of person.
read what
I'm
I
not the
now
type of
put in
person
the
to
chat,
say that.
Robbie.
And
Read
it
what I
happened
now
with
put in the
people.
chat.
Eh?
Read what I now put in the chat, Robbie. I listening to you, and I know she would have reached to exactly what I now put in the chat.
I
Yeah,
can
but
read too.
You set
yeah,
up
but
yourself for that,
honestly,
Robbie.
no, but
listen,
honestly, there are men are like that. That was saying you guys stuck into the wrong crowd. You guys asking questions to the certain place, to the woman who will fight that shit down,
But
but not
Candy, I
realize
know hear
she's a
Judy
chop it
say
up.
what she say there. I
I
hear you know. But
not
don't
looking
mama guy
on my
now.
behalf. On my behalf, I'm looking on my
Right,
behalf
well,
now as a female.
use the 1 out of 10 that juggler identify, but 9 out of 10.
Robbie?
9.
Hold on.
Look, Judine, Robbie tell Judine just now he a bored dick and she ain't hear him yet.
Yes,
And
I
it come
did.
right.
Yes, she
It
did.
spin.
Yes, she did.
She did hear me.
She did hear. You not
But
listening.
at the end of everything, if she hear him, right? But at the end of everything, she blame the man and says, "KBB."
Oh, no. You missed my point. I said if you have bored dick and you're going to tell me that, I'm going to come to you and say, what is it that we can do? Whether you're going to say 3 some or 4 some or whatever the backside you think that needs to bring you to that. And if we have a conversation to do such thing and fix your thing, and that still is not enough, then I come to the conclusion that you're just damn greedy.
And you know what? Your mentality is appreciated. Not every woman is like you. So when we come back to this subject about talking to your spouse or your girlfriend, why men don't open up, are you gonna watch a woman, especially if she kind of neurotic, and say, you know, I've bored dick. You know, you have to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
Because not only you're talking about cheating, you're talking about you going out there to get some kind of disease and bring it back to me.
No.
Another woman pregnant because they don't feel like, because they don't pull out.
What man you
they're
know?
breeding a woman.
What
When a
man
woman
you
wants
know-
to breed, she wants to breed. No matter what you say. The only way you don't breed her is if you don't sex her.
No man want to go out to get no disease, first of all. And like I just explained to you, we don't all know or understand ourselves until we get in certain situations. Everybody like to play bad until they have to do what bad jumps do, right? So you have to be in a situation to understand, or in the person's shoes. As a man going through that situation, knowing that he loves his woman, but he not feeling for her and not understanding why, means that he turns his eyes in on himself. And what that causes is a lot of men to go out to see if I still have this vibe. Do I have this vibe to want to why does I know this woman lie down beside me looking good? I don't feel for her. What the frick is going on? But we don't have them kind of conversations. So when you talk about talk to your spouse and tell your woman she's not attracted to you, you're not sexually attracted to her.
That's
the thing
well,
that
for
goes
me, for me
What
personally, in a
discussion?
situation like that, when you have something like that, where if you had to tell the woman, she might feel away. All depends on who the person is. I wouldn't feel away. I would want to figure out what I can do. But if you have a woman that's gonna feel away, that's where counseling come in. Where you take counseling for yourself to fix you to be able to fix your relationship. Because you can't go to tell her that because she's not gonna take it right. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah, I
then maybe
understand what you're
through
saying.
counseling, maybe through counseling you can find the right words or the right tactics to go about doing it so that she doesn't feel hurt.
Now
Because
what?
she's all gonna think that we were in love and we were having good sex and then what the hell happened and you can't give her the answer. You just all your answer is that I'm not feeling you.
See what you're providing there is the resolution. I was just expressing the topic of the night, opening up. So there are some topics there is tough
But
to really what
still
the
go back
woman.
to that point where I think what Maxine was saying about she's upset about people talking to another woman. I'm not too keen fully with that because I feel you have to have somebody, whether it's a woman or a man or a counselor or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you need that to deal with so that you can fix your relationship.
I agree, but it's
Because
just
sometimes you can't talk to the person and the person's not listening and not doing whatever. So you need to have somebody who is going to, deal with you and not be judgmental and all of that. So I'm not against you having somebody else to talk to.
You're different.
God say to share. And I stand by that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
We listening.
Momento.
Candy still there?
You said hear what? And I said we listening.
Oh, well, I wanted to say good night to you. Thank you for having me on your show today. It was fun.
Thank you for being here.
You're
I'm
welcome.
glad you enjoyed. I'm just glad everybody head still on their head, on their shoulders. Camille,
that was a rough topic today.
I just finished work.
Yeah, and you see it's only black faces here, everybody ready to defend small. It's like shit. Yeah, I was afraid for this topic, but I was willing to face it. Next week topic. Why are women so complicated? That's for next week topic.
That's an easy topic.
Well, women will be talking about why they are so complicated or why they do things that they do or why they believe in the things that they do. All right? So, I allow you guys to talk. All of you guys was kind of, but next week, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Put that slash.
That pattern.
You can put that slash to that topic. Why are women so complicated? Slash, do not apologize.
Not every woman is like that, but try. It'll be part of it. It'll be a part of it. There's going to be a whole, because I went into my whole lectures today. I know that everybody got a chance to hear my lectures and enjoyed it today. But I spoke about, Trina, you heard everything I said today? Trina? Do you remember what I spoke about today?
Yeah, hear nothing.
Pardon me?
Do you remember what I spoke about earlier today?
Yes.
You want to tell them?
The pointers?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, there was a good few of them. You can go ahead and tell them.
Sniper, you know you listen attentively too. Yeah, Sniper, Vicky, welcome NLP. Tomorrow was there, and then Anton, you came in late. Anton came in after the notes.
I know. Can I have Chinese, but
one Blackanese. One that really hit me was to listen more and not just listen like, yeah, we say we listening and we ain't really get it, but definitely to use those listening ears a lot more. Eye contact may not be necessary depending on the relationship. Amani, what else we do? A few
Yeah.
Go over it again.
Not bad, not bad. I was telling them how I know the last year I was talking about how to allow men to be more open up and don't judge them, allow them to be themselves, which was set an example by being as open as possible, get ready for simply listening, don't force the issues, make convos feel easy and natural, ask questions about the day, blah, 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 blah. And in the beginning, I spoke about mental health disorders when men don't really talk up and how it can actually give them depression or anxiety. I went into the difference with women and their emotions, and most men try, but it's good to cry. But it's sometimes threatening your masculinity. I went into consequences of emotion avoidance. Part of our human, we get angry. I went into going to see a therapist, talking to someone, which we would not be judged there, but you can actually be yourself at that appointed time. Seeking help, I think it's for everyone, no matter what. If you can afford it, if you have insurance, take advantage. Seek help. I think the week after, I'm going to go into women, again, their questions. Why men cheat? I have a lot of things. Your immaturity, what the fuck am I writing here? Insecurity, it's over. And I go into the different version, confusion, their childhood, going back, way back. So, and I will deal with the women too. But women think when they go outside, and most men think when they go outside too, that they will actually cross the screen or outside. So these are the things I'm going to touch on. People might not like what I may have to say or somebody else may have to say, but we're going to deal with that, right? Candies, Compass, and Confessions. All right.
So what about hearing from Dr. Max and Nella and Tamara about the topic for today? We haven't heard from the women as much.
The women spoke.
Their opinion. No, they didn't. Nella didn't say anything. Tamara didn't say anything.
Nella just
and
arrived.
I see Dr. Max is there, so we have a few.
Yeah, but this is about you guys. Why men don't open up, and that's why I wanted to hear.
It's about, you see, and we.
No, what I'm trying to say to you, it was about what men, we will complain about men that's not opening up. That's what I brought it up. So when women get a talk, men get a setback and say, because you guys don't listen. And then after the end, everybody started collaborating and understanding, and it kind of went a different way. It almost bounced heads, but at least, as Trina said, she learned something. Janine passed her thing, Vicky passed her comment. And then P, are you able to talk about men right now not opening up? Welcome, 575790811. Welcome. Nala, are you able to talk tonight? I know you'll be normally busy or at work. Are you able to talk? Yeah. So these are the reasons why there's selected people I don't call on to, because I already know what's going to happen. All right. But I'm not familiar with 757. Kevin, are you ready to talk? Tamara, are you ready? Can you talk now? You're still with your child. Gives us the reasons why I don't call on certain people, ladies, because I already know what's happening.
Dr. Max?
Right in front of our face.
What about Dr. Max?
Camille, are you able to talk now? Dr. Max, NNP, and 757.
I'm able
You're going,
to
Trina?
I just got home.
Yes. Trina, hold on. Trina, are you leaving?
I am leaving. Good night, darling. This was amazing. I will be back here again next week. Okay?
Thanks for being here. Yes, love.
I shall bring some more with me. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
The learning must go on. Mwah, mwah. Good night. Safe journey, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Yeah, Camille, what's your input? What's your agreement to not agree?
My agreement to not
agree.
agree.
To disagree. Sorry, you agree to disagree. My bad.
My agree to disagree. It just depends on what the topic is. Like I don't like arguments, so I rather to talk it out and communicate and then leave it. If we can't sort out anything right now, I leave it and come back to it at a when we're in a better mood, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And then when it comes to the man saying that woman don't listen, what do you think about that?
Well, then maybe they listen to the wrong person. Well, for me, it's basically like if we're going to be speaking, I rather we speak, no, not to like respond, just to like, listen to what the other person is saying. Because some people just respond, like they want to hear you say something. And it's like, okay, I respond. But it's just like, no, me, I always listen and try to hear out what the person's saying and then respond.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
What planet is Camille from?
I want to know.
I'm just real straight up. That's all it is.
You guys being judgmental now.
No, I asked a question. No chair even answer my question.
No,
what
I
planet are you
mean
from?
planet Earth.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Again, everyone is different background, and you know what really, really shuts a man down 99% of the time is that they fall in love with this one person and she fucked up so bad that he just got silent and he pulled back. And when he pulls back, it's really hard for another person who may be better than her for him to really give his all to her, because I already give his all to that first person already. That's why
Dealing with that right now.
Huh?
It's like dealing with that right now.
Yeah, it's like that one woman took away that man's energy.
Nah, she make him bright.
Happiness. Huh?
She make him bright.
No, well, that to me was a blessing when they leave. I always think it's a blessing when a person gone, but that's the biggest reason why most men shut down. You will never get the best side of him. Some men will become assholes. Some men will become abusive. Some men will just be, they don't care, they no longer give a fuck. He been so loyal to this one person and she fucked up for every other female. And the list goes on. Until he find that person, he's ready to really open up to a woman. That's what I had to say. Anybody else? Hi, Chris. Welcome. LNP. You guys want to say anything to the person who just come in? 757, Chris, NNP, Dr. Max. Guess you could unmute yourself, please, and you can start talking if you want to. Well, you don't have. Yes, I want you to.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Still, I'm driving, so I'm not even gonna put no phone on my face. But
no, you don't have to. Please don't.
You're definitely right. One woman could start up for the rest of the other women after her, but sometimes you have to analyze everything you go through with that woman. You can't compare one woman to the next woman because every woman is different in their own ways and own rights. It's just certain women have to prove themselves worthy for you to trust them or to want to open up to them. Doesn't just come open overnight.
Yes, I agree. Anyone else? Thank you. Please, you don't have to turn your cameras on when I ask you guys. When I call out on you, you don't have to show me your faces. I'm just glad that you guys are here. And that's when you guys have a conversation. Don't think you have to. I'm not a bully. I bully sometimes, but not like this. I have my moments. Anyone else? Let me see who's in the chat. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I'm trying to look good. I'm really trying. Anybody else? Kevin, you're still smiling. I'm waiting to know.
Leave me alone, my girl.
Pardon me? Camille?
Oh, no. Sorry. Someone's calling me. I was like, leave me alone, my supervisor. Just came from work. I'm not going back.
Next thing your supervisor should be careful, you know.
See the time? 10:30. 10:20. Yeah.
Anyone else?
You're hard.
Yes, it is. I just think I know women, we talk a lot. Go outside and tell Tom, Dick, Harry, everything. You gotta be careful. Because sometimes I should come back, and if I get back to the guy, then he kind of watching a whole different way and then shuts down. If he was supposed to open up. You know, that's another thing. All I say, I'm promoting respect, communication, and if it's possible, heal yourself before you go into another relationship. And try not to make the woman feel or the man feel that they're the only one. Let them know you're probably in an open relationship. Let's be real.
Yes,
all right?
be real. I like
So
that.
I don't know. I try not to be fake anymore. I'm really trying. But we deal with our own demons behind closed doors. And you guys are very quiet right now. Is there anything you guys want to say, or should I end the show, or do you guys want to play the game before I leave? Are you guys open to playing games tonight?
Yes.
Everybody's damaged right now.
Which game is this? Enlighten me.
I'll be all right.
So we have Spice It Up, and we have personal questions, and we have who's the biggest pervert?
Personal questions or the biggest pervert? Let's hear that.
Hold on. Have you ever, this is a generalized question for everyone. I'm not going to be specific because I don't want you to think I'm picking on you guys. Have you ever played strip poker or a similar game? Like the dare game?
Yeah, I play a similar game with a female one-on-one game called Strip Me, a Jamaican cards game.
Elaborate more. Strip Me.
You play the game and you strip down every time somebody loses, they have to strip off a piece of their clothes.
Oh, okay. I thought you doing it for them.
No, we strip. It's a game, whoever loses. So.
Okay. Anyone else? How many hands up? Okay. Have you ever made out with a relative?
Yeah.
Are you a member of the Mile High Club?
What?
Mile?
I guess the sex club. Let me check and see.
The Mile High Club. That's the people who've had sex on a plane, yeah, a mile above the ground.
Okay,
So
anyone?
Exclusive club.
Well,
I would have never known. Thank you. Anyone?
I wasn't part of that club, but
I was gonna say I'm the biggest pervert, but
You've been part of the club already?
No, but what I'm saying is I'm not part of any club, but about 15, 20 years ago, I was on a plane with, as I told you guys last week, with a bunch of friends, and we had sex on the plane, but it wasn't any club.
Okay. Yeah, only for a club. Have you ever been skinny dipping?
Yeah.
Sure, I should. Yes. Hold on, guys. Sorry. The hell? Hold on, guys. Sorry.